Freelancing in 2026 doesn't need to be complicated. It is hard. I'm not going to lie to you. My name is Fab, and I've been a freelancer, and I'm going to let you know how I got two clients after 80 cold calls yesterday. I don't know when you're watching this, but just let you know within 3 hours in the evening, I was able to book two clients to add to my portfolio. And I know that you can get your first clients today. I'm going to ask that you subscribe down below. I'm going to go ahead and share this framework with you. I have my iPad here. It's just going to show every single step that I took in order to land those two clients. So the first thing that you're going to need to decide is what to offer when you decide to freelance. At this point, you've decided to freelance. You've clicked on this video. You know exactly how you want to be in the next 3, 6, 9 months and what your career should look like. So deciding to freelance is easy. You already know this. I don't have to convince you. But what to offer. This is extremely important because you're going to have to choose a niche or a service, some type of skill that you are already good at, something that you know that you can deliver properly, not something completely new that you've never tried before in your life. And that goes into my second point. Make sure you have quality work examples. This is extremely important. I don't know how else to tell you. You need to show your work. Essentially, like if we were in school and before you turn the grade into the teacher's like, okay, how did you get this answer? You didn't show your work. That's a zero. Essentially, it's the same for your clients. They need to be able to see the work that you've done. The most common question that I have seen is that how do I show my work when I have no work examples to show of real clients? Let's just say you're just starting out. You need to be able to build example work portfolios for different clients that you are trying to reach out to. Meaning that if you're trying to go out to plumbers, for example, you're going to build something for plumbers. Let's just say if you're an engineer or something, let me give a little bit more context to that. For example, show your work in regards to how you've helped that imaginary business. It needs to be something that the client can see. It needs to be something tangible. Be able to show your work. So I want to go right now into the stats. So this was done with 80 cold calls. I got two hangups. I got four no's. And at the end of that 3 hour mark, I mean, it took a little bit less than 3 hours, but I got two clients and the rest just went to voicemail. That was a hard run. And I want to let you know that this is the reality of freelancing that no one talks about. Now, in my case, I have a sales background and I understand what it's like to cold email and cold call people. But I also transitioned my career into engineering. And I know that most engineers inside this space do not know how to sell their products, do not know how to get a client in the first place. Again, that is why you're watching this video, but it is important for you to know that selling is going to be a thing you have to do in order to get your clients, but it's how you do it that's important. And we'll go over that. Next, we're going to define the ideal client. This is important because if you are small as a business, you're not going to go after your hotels. You're not going to go after your airlines. You're not going to go off of universities or big real estate agencies. They are not going to choose you because they can choose somebody that's more experienced. That's if you don't have experience. If you do have experience and you don't have clients, then I would be confused why you're on this video in the first place. But neither here or there. I want to let you know that there is an underserved market, and that is small local businesses. I've seen people say that this doesn't work. That's a lie. I just tried this. It does work. So, what you're going to do is go through your Google on the local page, and I guess I'll put a pop up here somewhere with this. The Google Maps is going to show you small local businesses. You can choose HVAC, plumbing, cafes, restaurants, whatever it is. And you can target local small businesses for whatever that you're offering. And you're going to call them and you're going to introduce yourself and you're going to start that conversation with those folks. Okay. So let's move on to building a foundation. You're going to be grinding. This is nothing easy. Again, there's going to be people who's going to hang up on you. There's going to be people who are not going to want to talk to you or you just can't reach them. It is okay. It is a grind. So you're going to have to push through because at the end of you pushing through, you're going to get a client because you're not going to stop until you get one. Okay. So if you have a network, and most people don't, but if you do, please utilize it. use your network and make sure that you reach out to those warm leads. That's what we call them when there's already some type of relationship that is there. Call them, email them, meet them in person if you need to, and go ahead and offer your services. Now, if you do not have a network, you're going to build a network by telling everyone what you offer. For myself, it is on my website, it is on my Upwork, it is on my LinkedIn, it is now on my YouTube, it is on my Substack, it is on my Discord channels. Like, this is everywhere. Everyone knows what I do. It is absolutely everywhere. Your business needs to be on Google. Like, you need to make sure that if someone types in your business name, it has your services and everything you offer is already there. Just say if you do not have a network. So if you are scared of cold calling, which I think cold calling is the easiest way for you to land clients in the same day, even, or even just get some nice warm leads. If you are scared of doing that, I have an emailing template. Download the template. It's going to be in the bio or in the comments, wherever I decide to put it. Future Fabiana, make sure you put it there, and make sure that you download this template so that you can get started freelancing. It's completely free. I believe that everyone should have a shot to build the business of their dreams, right? So if you're on the cold calling segment, which I think is the best way to go ahead and get clients, go ahead and open it up with why you are calling. No fluff. Hey, my name is Fab. My name is Fabiana. I'm calling because I saw X, Y, and Z. I saw no services on your website. I saw XYZ, right? A question about their business. Now, this is the thing that you transition into. You would like to open up and be like, hey, my name is Fabiana. I'm calling because I didn't see any service info or a website link. The reason being is because I'm a web developer and I support local businesses by building websites. Can I steal 5 minutes of your time? Or you can say, do you have 5 minutes to chat? Something like that. Okay. And then you can ask that question about their business. And so you'll go in and say, how do most people hear about you? Or something that relates to the product that you're selling that you can ask them that showcases their pain point. So if in my case, if I say, okay, I already know that you don't have a website, so if I ask you, how do people hear about you? How do you get business? You may open up and tell me that, well, business is slow. Or you may open up and tell me only word of mouth. I can go in and follow the pain and let them know, which is step three. You know, your competitors have websites and they're getting more business. And it's not because they're good, it's because they have a website. And so after the pain, you paint the visual of building one for them, or you paint the visual of offering whatever service that you're offering, right? And then you go ahead and close soft. You let them know, hey, I can send you some examples of my work. If you want to move forward, let me know. You can get their email, you can follow up as well to see where they're at. Make sure you close softly and don't sound desperate, please. If you do not hear from them, please follow up. Make sure you follow up. So you should be making sure you keep a page of your clients and know exactly who they are, what their phone number and email is, and make sure to follow up within a couple of days or the next day to go ahead and keep that lead hot, because the more days that spaces out between the first time you talked and sent the information over of your services is the more time that your client's going to forget about what you have to offer, and you're not going to bag that client. So close soft, and if they don't respond to you, follow up. So let's just say if we got some responses, like I told you, follow up quickly, show examples of your work. And let's just say they didn't go with you. So you're going to refine and repeat your outreach. So you're going to try different angles. You could do free offers in exchange for reviews and referrals. You could do discounts of your services or your product that you're offering. You can identify different pain points. Maybe your pain point wasn't specific enough. You're going to have to do a lot of A/B testing here to see what can hit your audience and convert the fastest, and make sure to keep notes on this. I can go deeper into this in another video. Now, when it comes to discovery calls, this looks different depending on the type of client. So, if we're having small business one man teams that doesn't really know how to use technology, maybe sending a message, a text message, or giving them the call is the best form. instead of email or a Zoom call, maybe sending them a Google form. You'll have to figure out the way to get the most information from your client in the easiest way possible, something that is already familiar to them. So think about the method of sending them questions that would help your business. Next thing would be sending the proposal out. Contracts help seal in the deal not only to protect you, but also your client, and making sure that you're able to provide the services within the given time frame or whatever it is. Make sure you send a contract out that has all of your rules. I use Upwork for contracts. You can use Google Docs. I think they have a good contract one, or DocuSign or whatnot. You can use something to make that official. And so the client says yes, you make sure that you keep the communication, you onboard them through your onboarding process. I have a very specific one that I love to go through. You can ask for feedback from the client, which is really, really helpful. And then you have landed your first client. And it is hard, it is a lot of work, but you got this. This is how you land your first client. You're going to do it today, if no later by tomorrow, but I know that you can keep grinding and get it done today. I know you can land your first client, shake off the nerves, and go out there and get it. There's a lot of opportunity out there. There's new businesses opening up all the time. And if I can do it, I know that you can do it. For more inspiration like this, and also real life advice that I can actually give you because I've lived through it, go ahead and subscribe down below, and I will see you next time.